features which explain increasing economic well-being. They are improving quality-price ratio of goods and services and increasing incomes from growing and more efficient market production. The most important forms of production are market production, public production, household production. In order to understand the origin of the economic well-being, we must understand these three production processes. All of them produce commodities which have value and contribute to well-being of individuals. The satisfaction of needs originates from the use of the commodities which are produced. The need satisfaction increases when the quality-price ratio of the commodities improves and more satisfaction is achieved at less cost. Improving the quality-price ratio of commodities is to a producer an essential way to improve the competitiveness of products, but this kind of gains distributed to customers cannot be measured with production data. Improving the competitiveness of products means often to the producer lower product prices and therefore losses in incomes which are to compensated with the growth of sales volume. Economic well-being also increases due to the growth of incomes that are gained from the growing and more efficient market production. Market production is the only production form which creates and distributes incomes to stakeholders. Public production and household production are financed by the incomes generated in market production. Thus market production has a double role in creating well-being, i.e. the role of producing goods and services and the role of creating income. Because of this double role, market production is the primus motor of economic well-being and therefore here under review.
Okay, guys. Anyway, last class we have seen what is this product. Product in the point of consumer, or you can call them as a buyers. So what they are thinking about the product? Product means which is going to be a physical thing where this can be satisfy all my needs and requirements. Whereas production manager, what he is thinking about the product is the combination of different sort of raw materials and the combination of the skills, and we are manufacturing the product. What financial manager is thinking about the product means which is a combination of different sort of direct and indirect expenses. Whereas HR manager or personal manager, what he is thinking about product, the product was manufactured by semi-skilled, unskilled, and the skilled labor or the employees combination. Relatively, we are producing the product. So this is meant by product in the point of different people. Now in this class, I would like to continue and to talk about production by disintegration. In the name itself, they mentioned very clearly, combinedly we have certain products, and these products we are going to be divide, we are going to be disintegrate, and we are using for different purposes, and this is going to be called as production by disintegration. Now we are also regularly seeing that crude oil prices. Once upon a time, the governments will declare evening 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and today midnight onwards, the revised prices of the crude oil will be implementing. So what bikers and the four-wheelers drivers, what they will do, or the owners, what they will do, they will take full tank on before the midnight. But in the last 1 month, if you are seeing daily 1 paisa, 2 paisa, which is going to be increasing, and especially in the state of Rajasthan, it was crossed 1 liter petrol is equal to more than 100 rupees. Very shortly, the whole India we can able to see 1 liter petrol is equal to 100 rupees. So how the companies will be get the crude oils or by the petrol? So the companies, what they will do, they will have a target. I want to get crude oil from the earth surface or from the earth. So for that, what they will do, they will do that continuously drilling. Where is the natural resource? So by the drilling process, initially they will get tar. And now we are seeing that while the R&D department is constructing the road, by the time they will be mixing with the chips and they will be constructing the beautiful roads. Next, we are seeing other natural gases and then diesel, and finally we are going to get the petrol. So we are searching for one product and simultaneously we are getting other products also, and these other products also we are using for another process. This will not be same for each and every product. Petrol car engine design is going to be different than diesel engine. Diesel engine car design is going to be different than the car where they are using gas. So while the production process also, we are going to see different components for manufacturing. So all the products will not be have same kind of integration. There is some sort of differences, and relatively we are using of the production. Next one, production by integration. So here they mentioned very clearly, integration means we are producing different components. All these different components, we are sitting in one place and we are trying to combine it. I hope you know about Godam warehouse. Any guess? What is this warehouse? What is the use of this warehouse?
Basically, warehouses or storage of data.
Data collection will be stored in database, sir.
I'm not asking about computer data warehousing. I'm just asking, like, in a factory, you know about government godams, warehouses. So what they will do at this place, warehouse or godams?
They will export and import the product, sir.
That is okay. But actually behind that, what will happen in the warehouses and godams, temporarily they are going to store their products. As we know that demand and supply. If it is no demand of your products, farmers or business people, temporarily they are going to store all their products at the warehouses until they are getting good price or good demand. Until that, they will store at the warehouses. Once they got the good prices, and immediately they will take it back and they are selling in the market. So temporary storage purpose, they will be storing at the warehouses or by the godams. So here also, every factory, every company, inside the factory or else outside of the factory, they will approach the private people also. I want to store my products in your godam. Now in the godam, what they will do, they will have byproducts or different spare parts. Now if they have a good space at the warehouses, they will sit at the warehouse and they will assembling of the all the products. So production by integration, but mostly they will do at the four walls of the factory, because warehouses or godams are the private property. If you are doing within the four walls of the organization, then your product related copyright and secrecy, or if in case you are having any secret formula, that will be safe. You know about this KFC chicken. So till the date, the KFC chicken, not only KFC and many companies, what they will do, they will have a secret formula. So this secret formula will be having a patent or copyright. They won't reveal to anybody. If it is revealed, then everybody will copy, and same kind of taste of KFC will be available at rural area in a small shop also. So you can see another example like heavy vehicles, lorry or buses. You can see on road, only body will be there and a small cabin, and the person will be driving over there. So what they are doing is, one major machine will be manufacturing in one plant, and driver will take the vehicle to another plant, and from there they will be assembling by full body or whatever the extra features are required by the vehicle, and they will assembling everything over there, and finally will be coming by the finished product. So what I want to convey to you in the previous slide and this slide is, previous slide, different products will come and different purposes we are going to be used. And in this slide, we are producing different parts in one place. We are sitting and assembling by the all the components. Here I have given example like two-wheelers, four-wheelers are the best example of the production by integration. And also you can see the chemical related labs. I hope you heard about Sun Pharma, Dr. Reddy's lab, and all these are very popular in manufacturing of the chemical products. If you are suffering with cold or fever or some other medicine you are going to be required, and these companies are producing and they are selling for us. So in one place they are producing, packing and dispatching. So this is also called as a production as an integration part over there. Now we are talking about the product only. Now what about services? Because in the production manufacturing, services also one of the important component. While we are encouraging manufacturing of the product, at the same time we need to encourage of the services also. Banker will give us services. The restaurant people are rendering services for us. Advocate, doctor, lawyer, all these people are same phenomena. They are offering their services for fulfillment of our needs. So here also all these services are fulfilled by with the products. How doctor will render his services? By giving the injection or by the tablet. So injection and tablet also again we are going to call it as a product. But doctor only know that what is the capacity of the tablet we need to give. 500 capacity or 650 capacity, or whether better to go for syrup. Syrup means again 5 ml or 10 ml. So product with including of the services. So services also including of the manufacturing of the products or by the services in the real world phenomena. Next one, operations management. Now so far we are talking about the introduction about what is product in different people point of view and how this product will be functioned over there. Now in this class we'll go for what is operation management. So after once I complete the introduction about the operation management, and then I'm going to screen a small video on operation management by in very simple way. So as of now, the subject of operations management, which is going to be deal from the raw material to as such as reaching to the each and every consumer, the entire process which is going to be involving of the operations management. So you can able to see this water bottle. So we know very well this water bottle was, what is the main material is plastic. Now plastic we are receiving from the earth in the name of raw materials. By using direct raw material we cannot able to get this bottle. what we supposed to do? Raw material we need to convert. This is going to be called as a production process. We need to convert, and then it has to converting as a finished product. That is called as output. Raw material, work in progress, output. Same example, diamond. So while you are digging the earth, you will be find out a raw stone. Now this raw stone, what you will do, you will shaping, you will design, and finally which is going to be called as a diamond. And diamond we are selling in the market as a 50 lakhs or 1 crore. So from the earth, which is going to be called as a raw material, you are doing shaping and designing, which is going to be called as a conversion process or work in progress or production process. Finally, the finished diamond you are selling in the market, that is called as a output. So operation management, which is going to be deal how I can satisfy the needs of all my customers. If I'm really fulfill all the needs of the customers by offering of the product or services, then definitely you can able to call it as I'm doing my production process. You should remember, you should not do only 1 or 2 times. Throughout long time, you need to do this process, and then only we can able to call this as a production process. For example, I have my second-hand laptop. I don't want this laptop. I want to sell it to somebody else. So I have chosen that OLX. So in the OLX, I have shown that 4 or 5 images, and I quoted that price also, like 5,000 rupees or 6,000 rupees. Somebody called me and he has taken the laptop and he has given me 10,000 rupees or 6,000 rupees amount. Now, can I call this as a business transaction? Can I call this as an operational transaction? No, because I'm not a regular trader. I'm not a regular trader. This is not my regular business. So what I'm doing is, I don't want the product so that through OLX I'm selling, but a real businessman, a real person who is working in production and operation management, keep on, he will produce such a long time, 5 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. Keep on there, depending on manufacturing of the product, and all these products are basic needs of to satisfy the needs of the people. So once I'm converting all the materials into the required shape and design and fulfillment of your needs, and through that I'm going to earning the money. I'm satisfying your needs, and through that I'm start to earn by the money. So this is front office work. This is only known by the people, but in the background what will happen, the company management, they will tie up with the many suppliers. I'm going to start my cement company, or I'm going to start the jewelry. So what you're supposed to do, you are regularly, you need to provide material to me. Regularly, you need to provide whatever the raw material I requested you, so that only my company will be running in a successful way. So this is in the background. So in the background, people will have all these transactions. So we must be very clear and thinking on that, the operational management in the process, who are all involving, and what is the need of each and every person while they are involving in the production management. Because without these people, you cannot able to sustain. Because these people only providing all the material to you, so that only you are succeeding. Otherwise, it cannot be success. Keep on, they should provide raw material. If they are not provided, there is no production. If there is no production, you cannot able to satisfy the demands of the people, then ultimately your company will be closed. So what you supposed to do? you should have a continuous supply chain process. That is why the companies, what they will do, they will tie up with 4 or 5 suppliers. All the suppliers, they will get the material. If in case one person is unable to supply the material, and another supplier, they will demand that give me more on that, I will give you extra money also. So they are also happy because additional demand for them. Additionally, they are selling for us. But this is exemption for the certain products like petrol, diesel, because petrol, diesel, and all these things are natural reserves. We cannot able to recreate. So whatever the reserves we have to use in limited. As of now, the statistics, whatever the petrol, diesel, natural reserves we have, and these reserves we can use it for next 37 years. In the year of 38 onwards, the generation, what kind of reserve they supposed to use? Because after 37 years, petrol, diesel won't be available. Then what is the next alternative? Now people are looking at gas, natural gases. Next alternative, solar system. Next alternative, electricity. So already we are seeing electricity vehicles, bikes, scooties are available. And you know about the green color autos, which is going to be run purely on gas. So we need to be engaged with many components for successful completion or running of your businesses. Now, operation management related, one important definition which was given by Joseph G. Monks. So he is defining what is operations management. So he's saying like operation management, which is going to be defined combination and transforming and controlling manner we are going to adding by different sort of policies, and those policies are we are going to communicate to the management. All these things are related to the your product or service related. So what is the meaning of the combination and transformed and controlled manner? Nowadays, everybody is going to be required multi-bag products. One product, it has to satisfy all my needs. Earlier, this concept was impossible. But by seeing the current scenario, it has been true. Because 15 years back or 20 years back, I have seen mobile phone for only one purpose, call, receive, and call, go out. 20 years back, we don't have any camera facility, video record facility. Only call will come, call will go out, and normal text message, we can send it to the people. But in the current scenario, n number of features are available in one mobile. So while you are adding by the one feature, and that should be transformed to the public. Public has to accept your product. Nowadays, it has been completely changed. If you are not buying Android mobile or touchscreen mobile, then you are not updated. And you should know that once you bought the mobile, how to use it and what kind of value additions you are adding in the existing product. That also we must have to know. And then only we can say like my product is a strong in the market. So I never expect the mobile will have or it should be containing audio, video record, MP3, WhatsApp. This is the biggest revolution in the Android and the touchscreen mobiles. Banking apps are we have neo banking apps like Paytm, Google Pay. n number of facilities. I never expect PDF file, PPT, Word document, etc., etc. We can do it in the mobile. It has come. Now within this year we are going to see 5G networks also. Now your age is more or less 20. Now once you are going to cross the 40 years, that means the next 20 years, what kind of revolution will take it place in the mobile era, you cannot able to imagine. And the production department, the companies, they will think on behalf of you, what kind of best futures I can provide to the people. When I was a student in the year of 2005, if I want to learn MS Office, Tally, I need to go for the institute. I need to wait outside the office. I need to get the application and then we need to go inside. Nowadays, there is no MS Office or DCA, PC, DCA coaching centers. All these things are gone out because of from the school level, they are making this as a compulsory. Everybody should know PC, DCA and some sort of fundamental courses. Then ultimately what it is going to be happen, outside there is no any other kind of what we say like cyber caves are only available, and these centers are going out, and they are also going in the next level, like SAP coaching centers are in the different terms they are also using to standardize in the market. So what I want to tell you is, in the existing product or services are continuously we are having by the updation. Even you can take this example like COVID. 100 years back, the same disease has come. By the time we don't have this kind of technology for the development. They have taken 5, 6, 7 years. But now the current situation, within a year, they found the vaccine for that. Because of the advancement of the production, advancement in the services, in the doctoral sectors. So many policies will come depending on our requirements. Next, so these are additional actually, this marketing and finance, just ignore, and we can focus only on this. So while you are seeing about the vertical organization, as you know, top level management, middle level management, and lower level management. So what top level management will do? They are all like a CEOs or managing directors. Under them will have departmental level heads. So here also we will call it as department head in the name of vice president of operations. Some companies they won't call it as heads, they will call it as a vice president of operation, vice president of marketing, finance, like that. So under this vice president again will have another level that is called as managers level. So in the manager level, everywhere depending on their demand requirements, they will have people, they will have technology, equipment, material and information, and through this what they are doing is they are producing all the product and services. Even finance department also, you just have a look on that. Finance department also, they will manage cash flow, assets, capital investments, because these are all the financial transactions. At the end of the year, we need to show it to the auditor for getting the approval, and then only your company will further proceed for issuing of the shares, or if you want to get any loan from the banks, or you want to issue any shares to the public, they will see all these approvals. Properly you are maintaining the documentation, are you maintaining the transparency of your financial information or not. They will see all these things, and then only they will give the permission for you. Same like marketing department also. So marketing department, as we know that they will have a direct contact with the end users. End user means customers. So they will sell the products to the customers and they will get their demands. So here marketing department, what they will do, what they will generate, sale of the goods and services. So water production department was produced the products, and these products will be sold by marketing department to the customers in the market. So what I would like to tell you is, even in the organization also, one department to another department, they will have a continuous rapport. Continuously one department and another department, they were uh, uh, having a continuous interaction. So through this interaction only, the department will develop by themselves. Okay, previous slides we have seen operation management. Now in this slide, we are going to see about production and operation management. As we know that production and operation management. So while you are seeing my PPT also is very clear. First we spoke about the product, then we spoke about production, then we talked about operation management. Now we are talking about production and operation management. This is going to be called as a one flow. So here also, as we all are going to be called as a buyers, customers, regularly we are buying all these products from the market. While we are purchasing the product, all these products, you can call it as a goods or services or output of the one company. Output of the one company. Now, where they are getting this output? Input from the somewhere else. Again, I would like to give the same example. Water bottle. This is, in this context, input is a plastic. Input is a plastic. This plastic we are doing in a conversion process. In the conversion process, what we are doing? Adding value. So here, what is the meaning of the value? We are going to clean the plastic. We are heating. We are designing the product. We are labeling the product with different colors, different designs. So that means indirectly in this slide they are saying like adding the value of the plastic. By adding the value of the plastic, this plastic bottle is available in the market. Now what we are doing, we are paying 100 rupees or 200 rupees and we are buying the product. Now in the company point of that, what is production and operation management? Input, conversion process, output, which is going to be called as a production and operation process. After completing your MBA, I will say proudly, you are the products of Wales University. You are the products of the Wales University. How come? Because here inputs means the classroom infrastructure. We are using marker pen, dusters, PPT material, library, lectures, inputs. All these things are going to be called as a inputs for your study. Now conversion process. Now what you will do, you will grab knowledge. You will gain knowledge by reading the books, by listening the classes, and then you will be having exams. Once you clear the exams, you will get your degree. Then ultimately you will be the products of the Wales University. So this is going to be called as a input, conversion process and output. This will be implies to the almost all the industries, and no industry is exemption for this. All the industries, they are following and doing by the same aspects. Now before I would like to go for the next slide, what is the difference between production management and operation management? I would like to screen a video which is going to be talked about which is going to be talking about operations management basics. So I have a lecture. This lecture was presented by one IIT professor. So he is talking about the fundamentals, the basics of operations management. So what is operation management? If you want to study an operation management subject, so what are the important components are there inside the subject? So you just have a look on this video. Uh, Before that, I would like to request the class representatives, please take this attendance also.
Namaskar friends, welcome to session 1 in our course on operations management. So today we are going to start our discussion on an important topic, that is operations management. Now before starting this topic, let us focus on the two words, that is operations and the management. Now in operations, if we say, this is not a new word, we are conducting operations maybe for the last 200, 250, 300 years. The raw materials are being converted into the final products by transformation processes. Transformation can be a physical transformation, it can be a chemical transformation, it can be a thermal transformation. So using any transformation process, we convert a raw material into the final product. So that is the basic fundamental definition of an operation, in which we convert a raw material into the final product using any transformation process. This is related to the tangible outputs in terms of products. In today's scenario, we have operations in terms of hospital industry, we have operations in terms of aviation industry, we have operations in terms of banking industry also, which we term as the service operations. So we can have mechanical operations, we can have service operations, we can have other type of operations also. So basically, first and foremost function that we need to understand is an operation in which the inputs are converted into outputs. In our first definition, where we talked about the physical transformation of the raw material can be any product, it can be any physical thing. For example, it can be coal. So coal, you do a thermal transformation, you can burn the coal, you can convert water into steam. So the input can be coal and water, and then the output can be steam. So you are using a thermal transformation. So another transformation can be, you take wood. That is, I think, a better example. You take wood, you cut the wood, chisel the wood, and then you can make a axe. So you have a handle of a axe made up of wood, and then you have a metallic piece which is used for the cutting action. So you have two inputs there, you do some transformation and you finally get a product. So those are the tangible products in which you convert the raw material into the final product. In services also, you have people as input, you have systems as input, and then these people work on the systems to deliver you an output. For example, in hospital, you go there with an ailment, the people, the doctor, the nurses, the paramedical staff, with the help of instruments and equipment, will work on you and will send you to your home hale and hearty or with happy faces. So basically, in case of any operations, we use inputs and we finally get the outputs. Now first and foremost, we must be able to understand the word operations, that we are going to study today in our first session. Then comes the management. Now management means that we have to take care of these operations in the most effective and efficient manner. We must be able to utilize our resources. We must be able to convert our inputs into the outputs in the most efficient and effective manner. Now how to ensure that efficiency and effectiveness? We can use certain management principles which can help us to optimize the use of our resources, and that will help us to get profit for the organization or to bring the organization into the competition with the existing organizations. So management will help direct, guide, coordinate. You can use number of adjectives to help the organization in order to convert the raw materials into the final product in the best possible manner. So in operations management, our focus will primarily be to use the concepts of management in order to manage our operations, in order to do our operations in the best possible manner, in order to conduct our operations in the best as well as most effective and efficient manner. So we can have different types of management or different functions in which the management can be applied. Sometimes we talk of industrial management, so there we talk of management in terms of the industrial aspect. So we talk of behavioral aspects also, morale of the employees, and different aspects are taken into account in wages and incentives that we pay to our employees. So everything comes under industrial management. We can have a topic of time management in which our focus will be on time only, applying the principles of management for better management of our time. Then we can have other forms of management also. Sometimes we read a book called change management. Suppose you want to change from one particular situation to another particular situation, or you want to change from one particular segment to another particular segment, then you need to do the change management. You need to change from one place to another place. Change management comes handy. So there we apply the principles of management for managing the change. So principles of management may have a particular skeleton, or those we have to adopt and try to apply these guiding principles, rules, regulations, procedures into a particular function. So in operations management, that important function are the operations. So operations, as I have already explained, will help us to convert our inputs into the tangible outputs, and these management principles will be the guiding forces which will help us to better manage our operations, to effectively, efficiently transform our inputs into the outputs. Now if we try to understand that what can be the major objectives of operations management, just to have a rough idea that why do we need to do operations management. If I am running a company and we are producing a product, what I will keep in my mind while doing this transformation in my factory, we are converting the raw material into the final product. What will be the focus? The focus will primarily be on the quality of the product that I am producing. The focus will be on the quantity that I have promised to my customers. The focus will be on the timely delivery of this consignment that I have agreed upon with my customer. Then I have to ensure that my prices are competitive, my cost is competitive with that of the competitor's cost. So there are four important points that I have highlighted just now. First one is the quality, quantity, time, and the cost. So these four things are the guiding principles in case of operations management. So when we are managing our operations, when we are doing our business, we have to always keep in mind that our business should be such that we are able to meet these four objectives. We must be able to produce good quality, we must be able to satisfy the customer quantity wise, that if we want a particular amount of our product, we must be able to deliver that in a timely manner as well as in a cost effective manner. So though these four words are very, very important, and therefore we need to apply the principles of management for managing our operations or for conducting our operations, so that we remain in business, we are competitive, and the company further improves on the path of growth and progress. So basically our focus has to be on conducting the operations in such a way that we are competitive and we are successful, and for that reason we are doing this course, we are running this course, so that after going through the course Maybe this course, as all of you may be knowing, that this is a 30-hour course in which we will have 60 sessions of half an hour each, and the course will be conducted in 12 weeks. So all of you are aware of the basic you can say framework of the course. So the course is designed in such a way that after going through the course, what are the learning outcomes or the learning objectives of this course? After conducting or after going through this course, you must be able to address various issues related to operations management. I must address here that you may not become an expert of each and every aspect of operations management, but you'll have an overall idea that what are the important aspects, what are the important topics, or what are the important functional areas in which you must develop your understanding further so that you become a good operations manager. Now, important topics can be starting from the conceptualization of the product. You need to find out new products which are required in the market, and for that you need to do need analysis, you need to work on product design and development, you need to conceptualize a product, you need to think of various aspects during the designing of the product. So first thing is what the company must produce. That answer will be found out after going through this course. Then how it has to be produced, in what quantity it has to be produced, how to do the production planning, how to check whether we are going with our plan or not, or we are digressing from the path that we have identified during the planning stage. So all these answers we will be able to answer scientifically and logically after going through the course. So then further you can make your understanding much more clearer, much more advanced after going through specific topics and then going into each topic in much more detail. But our focus will be that in these 30 hours we have an overall picture of the subject, and from academic point of view, the learners who have registered for the course and they are doing the similar course in their college or university or in the institute, they will get adequate information so that they are able to perform well in the exam that is related to operations management. So the target of our team for running this course is that all engineers, all managers have an idea about various tools and techniques that can be adopted for managing the operations. So the overall objective I think I have tried to highlight in this brief discussion in the beginning of the course only. Now I'll switch over to the presentation because every session will be of half an hour duration only. So we will be focusing on the various aspects both with one-to-one discussion as well as with the help of a presentation which can help you as notes that you can follow when you prepare for the assignments as well as for the examination. So we will try to understand the basic definitions of operations management and try to understand that what all we are going to cover in this complete course of 30-hour duration. On your screen you can see the operations management and the source is also highlighted. So you can see in operations management there are lots and lots of things that intermingle with each other. Most of the topics are interrelated to each other. So you have, as I have already explained, input output. So the input is converted into the output. So you have input output relation. Then there are resources. So resources can be inputs that you convert into the output. So resources can be, we can have raw material resources. Sometimes our transformational resources will be there. We have specific set of machines, equipment that we use for that we can use for converting our raw material into the final product. Then there are requirements. Based on the demand, we know how much we must produce. Then there is a control. We have to see that we have planned that we will be producing 500 cars per week. So we have to check whether in the last week we have produced 500 cars or not. Suppose we have produced 480 cars only, that means that we are lacking by 20 cars. So we have to expedite, we have to pull up our socks, we have to speed up in the next week, and we must ensure that in the next week we produce 520, so that we are able to take the backlog of 20 into account. So that is what is related to control. We have planned something 500 cars per week, but in a particular week if we are lacking, next week we have to make it up. Then supervision, overseeing, that is also important. Planning, cost, all these are the catchwords, keywords that are very, very important in context of operations management. But here it is showing the interrelationship, that each parameter has to be taken into account in an, you can say, objective of managing our operations, in our target of managing our operations. So each and every aspect we have to take into account, and each one of these are interrelated to each other. But it is easier when we have a structured discussion on the various topics. Although each and every topic is interrelated to one another, but then once we focus on each topic individually, we will be able to appreciate their relation amongst themselves. For example, suppose we are able to study sales forecasting, we will be able to use that number. In sales forecasting, what do? We use various techniques. There can be qualitative techniques, there can be quantitative techniques of forecasting, and then we forecast a number, that in the next year this is the sales forecast. Now how that forecast number can be used? It will be used for aggregate production planning, it will be used for planning of our resources, it can be used for materials management, so it can be used for materials requirement planning. So it is related to the other aspects of operations management also. So sales forecasting, we will have a structured discussion that what are the various methods of sales forecasting. The output of sales forecasting will be used at the next level of planning, in which we will see that how we have to use our resources. So all these aspects are interrelated. So if we have a solution to one important topic or one important problem, it will help us to solve many other problems in the downstream or in the downline. So that is very, very, you can say, important at the very first session only, to understand that each of the topics are not stand-alone topics, they are interrelated, they are intermixed, and we need to understand the subject, not learning the various topics individually, but learning them in context of the overall objective of operations management, that is to ensure the good quality products are produced in right quantity at right time and at competitive cost. So this overall objective always has to be kept in mind, and each topic has to be studied in its context of other topics, or in its reference to the other topics, or in its relation to the other topics. Now what are operations? I think now we will slightly speed up in today's presentation, because whatever I wanted to explain, whatever is given in the presentation, I have already explained with certain examples. So what are the operations? The aspect of a business organization that is responsible for producing goods and services. I have already highlighted with the example of X, with an example of a hospital, that this is operations are those aspect of business organization that is responsible for producing goods or services. A function or a system that transforms inputs into outputs of greater value. So you have a wooden block or you have a wooden piece which has very less value, but when you transform it, you plane it, you machine it, you remove the wood, you give it a particular shape, and then it can be used as a handle for a X. You are adding value to that log of wood. So now that wooden log has been converted into a handle of an X by transforming it, by removing certain material from the log of wood. So this is a function, or operations is a function or a system that transforms inputs, that is a log of wood, into the output, that is a handle of an X, which is of greater value. Now operation management deals with the design and management of products, processes, services and supply chains. So we can see that different types of aspects are related in operations management. We have to look at products, we have to look at processes, we have to look at services that we are rendering or our operations are rendering to the customer, and we have to look at the overall supply chains starting from the raw material to the final delivery of the product to the customer at his doorstep. So the complete supply chain is also an aspect that can be covered in operations management. So here the focus will be on design and management of all these four important aspects, starting from products to the final supply chain. So as I have already told, our focus will be on product design and development, our focus will be on aggregate production planning, our focus will be on capacity planning. So we will be focusing on these aspects by learning the various tools and techniques which can help us to manage these four aspects of operations management. Now, what is operations management? Just a very fundamental definition. The business function responsible for, now this is a business function which is responsible for planning, coordinating and controlling the resources. Now you can see there are three important words written in blue: planning, coordinating and controlling. What do we need to plan? What do we need to coordinate? What do we need to control? The resources. Now we need to see, we need to plan that when we have to place an order for the raw material, in how much quantity we need the raw material. Then what are the inspection procedures that we need to do on the raw material. So we need to plan for the materials. We need to plan for the workforce, how many people are required, when they are required, what are the skill sets that are required for these workers. Then we need to plan for the money, that how much money will be required to make this many number of products, from where that money will come, how we need to generate our resources in terms of money so that we are able to satisfy the demand of the customer. So we need to plan, we need to coordinate, we need to control the various resources. Why? Because these resources are needed to produce the products and services for the company. So we need to check that we are able to meet our objective of satisfying the demand of the customer. So once again I will read this, a very important definition of operations management, that the business function responsible for planning, coordinating and controlling the resources needed to produce products and services for a company. The science and art of ensuring goods and services are created and delivered successfully to the customers. So we need to ensure that goods and services are created. Created means they are produced, they are fabricated, they are processed and delivered to the customer. And important adjective that I have missed is delivered successfully to the customers. Now how to, we can say, define the word successfully, how to understand the word successfully. Now successfully we can say that if the quality of the products and services that we have produced, if the quantity that we have promised, if the cost is competitive, if we are able to ensure the timeliness of delivering our products and services. So if we are able to focus on these four words, that is the quality, quantity, time and cost, only then we can say that we have successfully rendered the product or services to our customer. And that is the basic target of operations management, that we are able to satisfy our customers so that they become loyal to the brand of our company and they feel satisfied and confident in buying the product from our company. So the overall target of operations management is to be competitive and in order to satisfy, or I must say, be competitive by ensuring the satisfaction of the customers. Now this is a transformation process. The slide looks slightly busy, but we can very easily understand the transformation process. There are inputs. The inputs can be land, people, capital, information, materials. Then we have transformation process, that is the transformation or conversion process. So we can take any example. I have taken an example of an X today, in which we use wood as a raw material and then we convert it into a final product, that is X. Then the outputs can be goods or services. So basically the transformation process involves any change or value added change in the raw materials in order to get the final product. So that is the output. But output can be of two types. Output can be, it can be acceptable output or it can be a non-acceptable or faulty output. So if you do not get the output as per your requirement, so that we will check using our control function. So we have a specific set of inputs, there is a transformation process, and then we get our output or the output in terms of products or services or
Sometime what will happen, once we found any uh, uh, damage for products or goods, immediately we will have a sampling process. So water production has come out. From there randomly we are going to select certain samples, and again we are trying to verify it. So we found that these products are not good, so that we are assuming that in the entire batch most of the products are not good. So again, we are going to re-manufacturing of the products, or else we are going to be consider these products as a production waste, and we just throw it out, and the entire batch we are going to check once again. Once, twice also we can able to check it, because we found many more errors over there. If not much more errors, okay, fine. Otherwise, we need to be reframe and rechange. Then only it will go out for the customers for buying.
goods. Now we already have planned, we know the specifications of our output. So we will match these specifications, we will match these characteristics that we look forward to in our product. If the characteristics are met, we will say yes, this is an acceptable product. But suppose the characteristics or specifications are not met, the quantity is not met, we will say no, this is not satisfying the laid out criteria. Then there is a provision of sending a feedback. There is a feedback mechanism. Now we will measure, we will try to control the output. If we are out of control, we, as per our measurement, we will send a feedback, and that controlling mechanism will help us to fine tune, to relook at our inputs as well as the transformation process, so that we are able to come back on track. We are able to rectify the problems or the issues that have arisen and that have led to not meeting the target, or that have led to a faulty output, and that faulty output has to be corrected with the help of a controlling mechanism or the feedback mechanism. So this is the broad gambit of operations management. We have to manage the inputs, we have to manage the transformation process, we have to manage the output that we are producing, so that we are able to justify, we are able to provide a good quality product to our customer. Now, why do we need to study operations management? I think this is going to be the last or the second last slide for today's discussion. So operations management is an integrative body of knowledge whose skills are needed in industries as diverse as healthcare, education, telecommunication, hospitality, food service, banking, consulting, and as well as the last one, which is most relevant to us, that is manufacturing. So this is important not only from manufacturing point of view, but you can see that various service sector industries also require the basic aspects of operations management. Now operations management is one of the three major functions, the other two being the marketing and the finance. So there are, for any business organization, there will be three basic functions. So one will be the marketing, then the operations management, and finally the finances, and it's integrally related to the other business functions also. So from marketing we get what needs to be produced, how it maybe it is going to satisfy the demand raised by the customer. So sales department, marketing team will have their own set of criteria for from the feedback from the customers, and operations means that we have to convert that feedback of customers into the product that is going to satisfy the demand in the market. So operations management will help us to know how goods and services are produced in the most efficient and effective manner. It will help us to understand what operations manager need to do in order to ensure a good quality product in right quantity at right time and in competitive cost. So operations management will answer number of questions that may be there with the management. So if you scientifically, logically manage your operations, you will be able to be successful in the industry. Now this is probably the last slide today. Why this slide has been compiled? So that in the very first session you get an idea that what all we are going to study in this course. Now in this course we will see product design and development, in which we will cover topics like ergonomics, rapid prototyping, design for manufacturing, and then we will be seeing the product life cycle, the different topics related to product design and development. Then we will switch our attention to sales forecasting, in which we will be covering quantitative and qualitative methods of forecasting. Then the facility planning and plant location, we will be covering that in which region of the country or the world we must set up our manufacturing facility.
Actually, in the all those functions we have in our syllabus also.
Now, once that has been identified, we will focus our attention on how the various facilities, various machines, equipment, shops must be laid out within the factory. Then we will see the production planning aspect, that how we need to optimally utilize our resources, that is man, machine, equipment. Then we will see the scheduling, that how to manage the time. We will be seeing critical path method, program evaluation and review technique, that is CPM PERT techniques. Then we will see scheduling and sequencing, that how we need to sequence our operations on the various machines within
We
the
have all
factory.
these methods in
Finally we will
syllabus
see the output once we have produced the things as per our plan, how to check the quality, for example total quality management, total productive maintenance, as statistical quality control, Six Sigma we will be seeing, and we will also be seeing the materials management topics such as the inventory control and economic quantity model and EQ, economic quantity. Then the production models we will see such as just in time, Kanban, materials requirement planning, enterprise resource planning. So all these aspects we will be covering in our course, and since the course is 30-hour duration, we will be covering maybe 1 or 2 sessions on each topic, so that we have an overall view of the operations management concepts. So with this we conclude the today's session, and I sincerely believe that we have laid a strong foundation for what we are going to cover in this course.
So in this presentation, he has been covered almost the brief introduction about our subject. So he covered and he spoke about what is production and operation management. Operation management will be converting the raw materials into the as a finished products. For that, they will be using an efficient conversion process techniques. Whereas here we can find out uh, what kind of value additions they are doing, or they are adding for betterment of or the best products how we are producing, and those elements also he was spoken in these slides. Okay, next I would like to continue and to talk on that. What is the fundamental difference between production management and operations management? So the first point we are talking about output. As we know very well, the production management or the production department They were involved directly in manufacturing of the product. Now what they will do, they will get all different sort of raw materials from the outside suppliers, and then they will start to manufacturing of the product. Here an example I have given you, like computers, car will be manufactured by the production department. Whereas operation management, what they will do, they will also producing of the product. Apart from that, they will produce service related products also. Products and services can be produced by operations management, and the production department will be handled by only the production aspects. Second point is like usage of the output. So the products which are all used by all the users, we all are users and we all are called as a buyers in the different terms. So what we will do, we are going to use all these computers, bikes, or you can say like uh, laptops, or any kind of products we are using in our regular life. And all these products can be used only in a particular duration, and after that again we are start to buy another products, and this will be usually happen in the production department. Whereas in the operation department, they are also producing of the product, and as such as additionally they were providing services for consuming immediately. As you know very well about FMCG products, fast moving consumer goods, and these goods life will be within a day or within hours. Whereas consumer related services, like doctor has given you instruction, you have to use this medicine while you went to the shop. So immediately what they will tell us, and you can use this medicine morning one time, afternoon one time, evening one time, like this 1 week you are supposed to use, or 2 3 days. But what you will do, okay, I'm not well, and also I don't want to take the medicine also. If I take it this one, definitely I will get vomit, I will skip it. So next what we are doing, we are using for next day or next week, or whenever you are sick. But we must have to understand clearly what is expiry date of those products, and these products we need to consume immediately or by after some time, and those things also we need to be see while we are getting products or and services from the operations management. Of course we know, once we are seeing the expiry date, after that also the medicine will be valid for 3 months, 6 months, but that cannot be say like officially. So operation management, you need to see all these products, whatever that we need to be consumed by immediately. It is just like our forefathers or seniors will tell us, once you cut the onion, you are supposed to use within half an hour. After half an hour, the onion will be considered as a poison. So same like this. So classification of the work. Whereas in the production department, the entire work related to the products, whenever they are doing, they will divide the workers. As you know about the subject of MPOB, Henry Fail 14 principles, division of labor, divide the work, identify the skilled labor. So here also in the production department, we are dividing the work and we are assigning to the people, you are supposed to do this kind of work, and relatively they will perform the work with the help of machines, with the help of technology. But whereas when it comes to the service industry, we are going to be required a less labor. Once they are knowledgeable, once they know that they can give a better assistance to the people, and one person can do. Sometimes when it is a too much of complication was there, by the time only they will take assistance of the much more people. Otherwise, one person is more than enough to complete by the specified task. But in the production industry or production management is not like that. A group of people should be required, because quality size, quantity size, the machineries or the products are too weighted. So we need a help of the other people, so that only on time we can complete the manufacturing of the machine. And the last point for the class is like customer contact. There is no participation of the customers directly in the manufacturing of the product, because within the four walls only the production department will manufacture the product with the help of labor employees. Customer will never come directly to the production department for active participation. So when customer will come after manufacturing of the product, we know the channels of the marketing, from manufacturer to wholesaler, retailer, agent, or if there is no agent, after retailer directly it will go to the end user. That means we, customers, we are directly buying the products. If you want any demonstration also, which is going to be depending on the product, they will provide for us. So in the production management, there is no scope of direct participation of the any customers. Whereas in the operation management, there is a requirement of the customer participation. As we are seeing, doctor. So what doctor will do while when you are sick, he will take the prescribed medicine and he will inject our body. So your participation should be required. When you go to the court on behalf of you, your advocate will speak. He will convey the message and argument, and then it will reach the message to the judge. So everywhere the particular customer participation should be required in the operation management. Okay guys, next class we can have a look on that, the historical developments in the production and operation management, and this will continue for the